John,
let you know.
John, you think this election means anything? 2025? Does it portend anything?
I mean, of course, it means something. We didn't get into the governor's races in New Jersey and um, Virginia, which went to, you've got Mamdani in New York City, self-described socialist, and Abigail Spanberger and Miss Sherrill, Governor-elect Sherrill in New Jersey. They're more moderate Democrats, and Spanberger had been a House member during the Biden administration, and at times she was critical of President Biden for governing too far to the left. So it does show, and I believe Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the interview I saw with her, also more of a socialist type Democrat, was saying that the lesson for Democrats, and I thought it was very interesting coming from AOC, the lesson for Democrats is to run candidates to win specific races, and don't worry about this one pulls too far to the left and this one's too centrist. That if a Spanberger is right in Virginia, run Spanberger. If a Mondami is right in New York, run Mondami and win elections. And you don't really hear that from Democrats. They're more about do the right thing. We all need to agree. And then they eat each other and they come up with bad candidates. And you get a second Donald Trump term sometimes when you do that. Or you're out of the Senate majority for 10 years. So, I think AOC's, it was just interesting to hear that from an ideologue. She is an ideologue, but she does at times flash this really pragmatic streak. And we heard that again this week. So keep an eye on that. What do Democrats do? And they're gonna have a hell of a primary.
Can I say one thing about that? When I heard AOC say that, and it was like dropping knowledge from the heavens, like no one had ever thought of this before.
She does that, yeah.
I'm sorry, but this, I mean, Tip O'Neill, this is politics. The art of half a loaf. This is what this country has done for 250 years.
The fact that she felt she had to say it as advice to other Democrats, that's the telling part.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. The fact that oh my God, I've had this flash, this epiphany that this is how you win elections. And the rest of us are sitting around going, motherfucker, this is something we've been saying for years. What the fuck is wrong with you? But I guess we should be happy that
advice. We'll see.
I guess we should be happy that she saw the obvious. That's, but
so what does the election does portend a mood, at least right now, that voters, and I wouldn't look at New York City as what's going to happen in a North Carolina Senate race. I would kind of throw that out, but you could look at Virginia, especially to try to predict a North Carolina Senate race or a Senate race in Tennessee or a governor's race in a similar state. Same thing with New Jersey. Trump only lost New Jersey by 6 points. He's been slowly closing the gap in the Garden State, and it went to a Democratic candidate. Folks weren't thrilled with Governor Murphy in Tennessee, or I'm sorry, Governor Murphy in New Jersey, but they chose to stay with the Democratic Party in the governor's mansion. So yes, it does portend, at least right now, and don't overread it. And I tried in my reporting and writing last week to not overplay it, because you can fall into that trap, right? This notion that Democrats are throwing out of a blue tsunami. I mean, come on, guys, sit down, have a glass of water, take a deep breath. You got a long way to go to get back to power. For Democrats, it was a nice first step. You won a game. I believe it was the great Lou Brown in Major League who said, "We won a game today," or "We won a game yesterday. We won again today. If we win tomorrow, that's called a winning streak." Well, you won last night, okay? You're not close to a winning streak yet. Just relax.
Well, I'm going to go my football analogy here, John. I'm going to say, I remember my coach one time, we're down in a game and we got a first down, and he said, you don't spike the ball when you're behind and you just got a first down. You got to score. So that to me, it's like I'm watching the Democrats spike the ball and they haven't even made the end zone yet. So I mazel tov to AOC for figuring out politics. It only took her a while, but the rest of the Democrats, I'd like to see them follow along and at least realize that their big tent has to include more than just the elites who believe that they know what's right and the rest of us suck. So that's where I am with that.